Hi Vikings, it's Hawkins here. We are on day 3 of our Ancient Maya DBQ, where we are discussing the remarkableness of their ancient civilization. Again, our objective is I can demonstrate my knowledge of the Maya's most remarkable achievement by participating in DBQ activities and producing a poster. So today we are going to talk about the Mayan calendar. And specifically, we are going to talk about the significance of the Mayan calendar. I know that I usually start with background information, but I found a video that's going to explain a little bit better than I will. So here we go.
Time, a system now called the calendar round. The calendar round is made up of 3 interlocking cycles: a 365-day solar year, a cycle of 20 names, and a cycle of 13 numbers. Days are designated by the way these 3 cycles line up. For example, this day is 3 Manik, and the 14th of the month Pope, followed by 4 Lamat, 15 Pope, 5 Muluk, 16 Pope, and so on. 52 years will pass before the 3 cycles line up in the same way again. Then, these days will repeat. Like our days of the week, the calendar round cycles on and on forever. It is not by itself tied to any specific starting point in history. But Firsteman's greatest triumph came when he realized that some very large numbers in the Venus pages of the Dresden were counts back in time. They tied the Venus records to an historical starting point thousands of years earlier. It fell on the calendar round day 4 Ahau 8 Kumku. From Maudsley's photographs, Firsteman knew that this extraordinarily ancient date appeared throughout the Maya world, from Palenque in northern Chiapas to Quirigua in southern Guatemala. Firsteman concluded that for the Maya, this date marked the creation of the universe. Just as Western culture measures its history from the birth of Christ, so the Maya measured their history from the date of creation. This system of dating is known as the long count.
That's pretty amazing, learners. Let me give you just a little bit more background information. To keep track of historic dates, the Maya used long cycles, such as the Tun, which was 360 days, the Katun, which was 7,200 days, and the Baktun, which was 144,000 days. They also had a third calendar, known as the long count, which was a continuous count of days since the beginning of the current age, which occurred back August 13th, 3114 BCE. The current era of Maya time ended on December 21st, 2012 of our calendar. Predictions by some that the world would end proved to be wrong, because we understand as historic scholars that it was not a beginning and an end. Just like we saw in the video, time to the Maya was cyclical. Just like every Monday is going to be another Monday for us, every I forgot what it was, 8 Kumkun, I said that wrong and I apologize, but every day would repeat eventually. So before we go to the document, we are going to preview the questions. Number 1, what were the names of the 3 Mayan calendars? Not the 2 big important ones that they used every day, all 3 of them. Number 2, which calendar was used to keep track of religious days? Tell me how you know. Number 3, which calendar would have been most useful in predicting the beginning of rainy seasons? Tell me how you know. And number 4, using the measuring stick of significance. Remember, when we talk about significance, we are talking about the impact that it had on society. I need you to describe what is remarkable about the Mayan calendar systems. So we're going to head over to our document. Nope, wrong document. Thank you for your patience. That's tomorrow's video. We're going to head over to our document about the Mayan calendar, and we've already previewed the questions, we are going to read the text. The Maya had 2 main calendars. One was the sacred or the ritual calendar called the Tzolk'in. If you look at this image, the Tzolk'in is the one on the left. You have the numbers of the days on the inside, the names of the days on the outside, and in the middle, you have a porter carrying the days on his back. Yes? Okay. So one was the sacred or the ritual calendar called the Tzolk'in. In the video that we watched, that was the smaller one inside the larger one. It was a cycle of 260 days, and it marked the ceremonial life of the people. They also had a civil calendar based on the solar year. This calendar had 18 months of 20 days each, adding up to 360 days in all. To this were added 5 unlucky days, called Wayib, to make a total of 365 days, just like we have in our calendar. This solar calendar was called Ha'ab, and that's the one that you see on the right in the image. The 2 calendar cycles were used together. They were like 2 cogged wheels revolving alongside each other, with the cogs, or the days, meshing as the wheels turned. The Maya developed the calendar further than any other New World people, and their calendar was more accurate than any other of their time. They were masters of the science of time measurement. Observatories were built at Chichen Itza and in other cities to use in studying the movements of the sun and the moon, planets such as Venus and Mars, and they also studied the stars. Bye, Fergus. The Maya priest astronomers collected information over many years in order to make their predictions and develop their systems. So great was their knowledge that they could predict eclipses of the moon. Y'all, this was over 2,000 years ago, and they were able to do what scientifically we are able to do today with much more advanced technology. It's pretty amazing. Before I release you guys to answer the questions, I want to talk about the notes. In addition to their ritual, so in addition to the Tzolk'in and the solar calendars, the Ha'ab, the Maya also kept a long count calendar. The long count cycle began in 3114 BCE and ended 5,200 years later on December 21st, 2012. At that point, a new cycle began. So just like we talked in the background information, some people thought it was the end of the world. We as historians know that it wasn't. It's just the start of a new cycle. Good, we got it. So we have 4 big questions to answer today. Number 1, what were the names of the 3 Mayan calendars? I need all 3 names. Number 2, and remember, you are going to restate the question. So the names of the 3 Mayan calendars were blank, blank, and blank. Good. Number 2, which calendar was used to keep track of religious days? Tell me how you know it was that one. Number 3, which calendar would have been most useful in predicting the beginning of rainy seasons? Tell me how you know. And number 4, using the measuring stick of significance, describe what is remarkable about the Mayan calendars. So remember, significance is telling about the impact on society. So what impact did the Mayan calendars have on their society? As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Be good people, make good choices. Go Vikings.